Hey y'all, welcome back. This is Trey with TreyMixes.com, and today we're going to talk about something that's a little controversial, but I think is useful to know about at least, and we're going to talk about mixing with pink noise. And before we get into any of the technical stuff, let's talk about what pink noise is versus other types of noise. There's many types of noise, but the one you've probably heard the most of is white noise, which, as we can see from our friend the dictionary here, is noise containing many frequencies with equal intensity amongst all frequencies. So what white noise is like radio fuzz, where it contains everything from 20 hertz to 20,000 hertz at an equal intensity. And that's mostly just that white noise TV snow hiss. Get rid of him. We are going to talk about pink noise. Pink noise is a similar type of noise, but instead of it being an equal frequency across all, an equal intensity across all frequencies, it's an equal energy per octave. And so it's a very balanced frequency, whereas opposed to white noise is not very balanced. White noise, when you look at it on a spectrum analyzer, is perfectly flat, completely across an even response. Pink noise, when you look at it on a frequency analyzer, we'll look at it just right here. I've got a pink noise loop pulled up here. As you can see, has a downward slope from 20 to 20K. And this is used as a mixing tool for some people because most of your major hits, major music, have this downward sloping pink noise type shape for their balanced frequency spectrum. There's not too much high, there's not too much low. Because of the energy that each octave produces, it comes out sounding like a balanced frequency spectrum. So the going popular thing for this, whether you love it or hate it, is what people will want to do is to get a perfectly balanced frequency spectrum for their song, is they'll play a pink noise loop, like so. And while that is playing, move in each fader for each track so that it comes up to where you can hear the track, and then you duck it back down right to where you can't, and that's supposed to make every track balanced with the pink noise spectrum, which theoretically is a great idea. There's a lot of other problems with this, and you can see plenty of videos where people will talk to you about the problem with it. And most people take a, if it works for you, great stance, or if it doesn't work for you, then don't do it. So I want to try to give you another way of thinking about it today by showing you how I can sometimes use pink noise to get a balanced spectrum across my song, but not the way you think about it. So we're going to use what Logic has is a Match EQ plugin. You can get these online. Most DAWs will have one of these. And the way this kind of works, I will show you. We'll do this in real time. So we'll use pink noise to adjust our frequency spectrum on another song to get it a little bit more balanced than what it is. So how these work is we're going to take our main track, which for me is a finished mix here, and this finished mix, you could do it this way, or you could put this on your master bus while you're mixing. Some people will do a bus EQ. Sometimes this is what I'll do if I can't quite get my ears around what I'm hearing or what I want to change. I'll put a match EQ, and I will start to adjust it towards pink noise because I know that pink noise will be balanced. So we'll listen to this. This is a finished mix. So you can see just by looking at the graph that is a gradually sloping down frequency balance. There's some gaps in there, and I want to kind of adjust it to make it better. So what we're going to do is I'm going to tell the Match EQ to learn the frequency shape of this area. So I'm going to click Learn, and it's going to get whatever I give it on the current EQ setting. So there, I let it play for a while, and that's what it got, and this is its representative curve for what was put into it. Now, for the reference, for which we will tell the EQ to match to, we will use our side chain. And so I will route my side chain to the pink noise, and this now knows to use the side chain, which is the pink noise, to get its reference spectrum from that. Okay, we've learned our spectrum from the pink noise. We're going to go to EQ curve and hit match. And this is going to be really strange and seem counterintuitive to what I'm telling you. So this is all of the adjustments that the match EQ would make to my first track, the current EQ, this one, to match it perfectly to this one. So obviously this is going to sound kind of weird. So here, let's have a listen. So you can see it got really bright and tinny. Look at all this adjustment in 5K and above, and this super low shelf below 50. So this is why some people aren't going to want you to do something like this, because a total move towards pink noise is going to result in this. We perfectly matched it, and now it sounds terrible compared to what it sounded like before. So where does this become handy, you might ask? Well, this is at a 100% application. So here's what we're going to do. Pull this back to 0. So it knows the curve now to get it towards pink noise, but we're not applying it at all. And so what I like to do is to apply a slight amount of frequency matching towards pink noise so that it will kind of fill in the gaps where there may be some, or turn down something that's like too bad, like a super muddy low mid, or that there's not enough high end, or that too much bass kind of got cut out. And so we're going to listen in real time, and I'm going to slide this up and you can hear the adjustments that the match EQ will make. Okay, so instead of going all the way and using pink noise to just tell us what's going on, I've used pink noise to adjust my EQ. You can do this on stereo bus, or you can do it in this case, so like in mastering, if I'm adjusting the entire track, to make really small and subtle adjustments to help bring it closer to a perfectly balanced spectrum. So I'm going to turn it on and listen to this on and off. And see, I only applied about 20, sometimes 25%, sometimes 30, depending on what we're listening to, how much it needs. And I generally find that you don't need much more than about 30% at the top to really brighten it up a little bit, thicken it up a little bit, even it out. Too much more than that, it gets bright and tinny and hissy, like we adjusted for earlier, or you're not doing anything at all. And when we turn it off and on, you'll hear how it kind of shifts just the EQ spectrum of the song just slightly, but in a generally good direction. So here we'll listen. You may decide you like one more than the other, and that's fine. But in this case, I want to give you some slight idea of how to use a match EQ and to use it with pink noise to adjust your frequency spectrum to a more balanced place. Instead of using pink noise from the word go with your mix, use your ears and mix yourself, put your own style, technique, your own sounds onto it, and then use this to help maybe fill in the gaps. I, for one, like what the match EQ did, but maybe 25% was too much. So I'm going to try it again, put it about where I like to hear it, and we'll turn it off and on, and you can kind of see what this is doing using pink noise. Yes, just 15% makes it an improvement for me. Brings out the snare a little bit more, the guitar a little bit more, turns down some of the mud and the low mids and the viola and the cello, and gives me some brighter end on the shakers. It really just brings the whole mix a little bit more bright and into your face and to life without killing the bass completely to get this perfect match to pink noise. So that's how I like to use pink noise. If you found this video helpful or you liked it, please subscribe, like all the regular YouTube stuff. Go to TreyMixes.com if you found this helpful and get a free ebook that'll teach you how to use saturation to improve your mixes. And there we have links to these videos, links to other work that I've done, so that you can get some more education and information about how to improve your own mixes. Thank you for your time. Hope this was helpful, and have yourself a wonderful day.